Welcome to day 4 of the Automated Real Estate Lead Generation Challenge. In today's video, we're going to be covering how to turn your leads into closed deals. So go ahead and download the document below this video and follow along as we dive into everything you need to know to actually make those commission checks based off of these leads that you're bringing into your database. All right, as we dive into these different things that you can be doing to convert your leads into closings, some of them are going to be more obvious than others, but there's a lot of things that you should be doing specifically with this chatbot, mini chat, and the real estate bot to optimize converting these leads inside of the chatbot. Obviously, the chatbot's going to do the heavy lifting and qualifying these leads for you. But once they come into your database and show you and tell you exactly what they're looking for, you're definitely going to want to still reach out to them afterwards and have that personalized conversation, whether that's responding inside of Messenger immediately to them after they answer those qualifying questions, or if they provide their phone number, email, reaching out to them on those platforms. One thing to keep in mind when reaching out to people is that a lot of agents have the urge or need to call people on the phone, which is totally fine. I don't think calling on the phone is something that you shouldn't be doing. Obviously, you should be doing it. However, if you don't get someone to pick up on the phone, don't think that that lead doesn't want to talk to you. These leads are coming through Messenger, which means they're more likely to be comfortable communicating through Messenger. So I'm going to go ahead and suggest you do everything you can to speak with them in Messenger and maybe even confirm with them on Messenger if they would like to get on a phone call. If someone hates talking on the phone and loves texting, there's no way you're going to get them to pick up the phone no matter how many times you call them. They have a preferred method of communication, and you need to match their method of communication, whether you like calling, texting, speaking through Messenger, emailing. It doesn't matter what you like doing. You need to meet what your with your lead is comfortable with and do that instead. So again, once these people come through your chatbot and answer these qualifying questions about this custom list of homes, you want to make sure that you're reaching out to them and providing that custom list of homes. Don't wait till you make that list to reach out. Definitely reach out to them as soon as they're done, but also get that list of homes as quickly as possible. Even after the message saying, hey, I'm going to work on your custom list of homes at the end of the chatbot sequence, even you sending a personal message saying, hey, it's me. I got the information from my chatbot. I'm working on it right now. Do you have any other questions? Just sending something like that is a great way to interact with your subscribers and to make that first real human contact after going through that chatbot. Just remember that the fortune is in the follow-up, so you can't just rely on one communication, one reach out from the chatbot. You have to actually do some more follow-up to interact with these leads and convert them into actual clients who actually want to go out and look at homes and close on deals. All right, the next step of follow-up is actually following up inside of Messenger through the automated messages. So this is the short-term messages, but also the long-term messages that you're able to do with paid messages. So think of paid messages inside of Messenger, kind of like a text blast, using those services like Twilio or something. You're able to send a mass text out to people who have entered their phone numbers. You can use that inside of MiniChat, but you can also send a message to your subscribers inside of MiniChat. So I'm going to show you real quick how to use the sponsored broadcast inside of MiniChat, and also how to set up a few automated messages that get sent out inside of the specific chatbot flow that they've gone through the custom home buyer list. So one thing to keep in mind for the paid messages is that you do need a minimum database of 200 subscribers to be able to use it. And once you get to that 200 subscribers, then it's really simple to send out paid messages to that database. So inside of MiniChat, under broadcasting, there's a paid messages section there. All you have to do is hit activate paid messages. Basically, it's going to connect through your Facebook ad account, and these messages are going to be paid through by Facebook, and Facebook essentially sends out these messages. So it's kind of like setting up an ad where you're sending out messages to the people who have interacted with your page. So you go ahead and select this. I'm actually going to go to another page to show you what it's like after that, but basically follow the 2 or 3 steps after you've connected your ad account. And once you get to a paid messages, all you have to do is click send, create a message. And right here is where you just create that message. So whatever your message is, I'm not going to tell you what to do here, but basically send out a follow-up message to your database, anything you want. You can tell them about an open house. You can tell them about a new listing. You can tell them about a new YouTube video that you posted. Anything you want, you can write the message here, and you can create buttons down here for them to select. You can either send them to a website, or you can go to another chatbot flow and either create a new chatbot flow or connect a template or something. But you have those two different options to send those subscribers two different locations. I think this is a great thing to use for YouTube videos, to grow your YouTube channel, start diving into videos on YouTube, and send out messages to your database that you're growing inside of ManyChat, directing them to your YouTube channel. Say, hey, I just created a new video about how to buy a home in 8 simple steps. Send that video to them, that message to them with a link to the video. And it's really simple to send that out. Once you're, after you create that message, you're going to select your audience. You're going to do your budget. So for the budget here, the average cost per message is about 3 cents. So if you have a database of 200 people, it's going to cost about $6 to send to those people. So instead of just putting $6 here, I'm going to recommend rounding up, because it's going to be, it is a fluctuating price. It's not like a set price, because they are kind of bidding it out to who's going to interact and how much it's going to cost, similar to a Facebook ad. So you go ahead and, if you're sending out to 200 people, maybe put $10 there. And also with the time period, it's going to send over time. It's not going to send like immediately to everybody. It's going to present it to people inside of their messenger inbox at different times. So with the time, you want to do a minimum of a 3-day window. I probably recommend maybe a 5-day window. So do like Monday through Friday, and give the Facebook that time period to send the message out to people. And that's all you do there. You hit publish once you're done. And you can also, when selecting your audience, you can you can have a condition where, if you have like several thousand people in your database, you only want to send it to the buyers in your database, and you can find them by tags and new buyer lead capture. So everybody who is a new buyer lead and has gone through the specific sequence, you want to talk to only them, then you can send it to only them. There's all kinds of different options that you can do for conditions and stuff to narrow down your audience to send to only specific people there. But if you're sending out a generic message and you want to just communicate with your whole database and just leave it open. All right, so that's pretty much how you send out paid messages. Obviously, this is kind of a quick overview of it. We have more training on the YouTube channel, the Digital Real Estate Academy YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do next is show you how to set up an automated message that triggers after the subscriber goes through your custom home buyer list flow. So if you open up the flow, you can actually add a message to the end of this flow, which means they're going to receive this message at a certain time after they've gone through the flow. So your lead just clicked on the ad, they just completed this sequence, and you want to send another message in an hour or 4 hours or 5 hours or whatever it is. All you have to do is go into this flow, hit edit message. You're going to go to the end of the flow where the last step in the flow where they receive their last message, and there's a next step down here. All you're going to do is click on this circle and drag right here. We're going to do a smart delay. So a smart delay, you can change the time, whatever you want it to do for however long you want to wait to send that next message. So let's say you want to send it in 1 hour. You're going to click 1 hour delay duration right there. And then your next step is going to be your messenger. Here, the other thing is that you can do email and text. I don't have text here because I didn't set it up in this demo account. But you can have an option for selecting email or text and send out those messages as well, since you collected their email and text in this flow. But for Messenger, all you have to do is click that Messenger right there. And then one thing to keep in mind when doing this delay is that there is going to be a limit on sending out this message within 24 hours after they last interacted inside of your chatbot. So there is that one rule that we have to follow, but by this message block basically automatically does it by selecting by when it automatically has selected send within 24 hours. So there is an outside 24-hour window option and comment reply option, but those are more steps and a little bit more advanced stuff that we aren't going to go into in this training. We're just going to talk about sending within the 24-hour window. But basically, that's essentially all you have to do to send a message 1 hour later. So you can send 1 hour, then continue. You can write any message you want here to follow up with them, whether that's providing their phone number, saying, hey, do you want to talk more? Do you have any other questions? Whatever it is, you can add the text, you can add images, you can do all the stuff that ManyChat allows, adding buttons to websites, say, hey, I got a new listing, check it out here. Whatever it is, you can add that message in here. And you can keep doing this. You can, if that's your last message, you can do it again. You can do another smart delay. Maybe you want to wait, 12 hours right here. And then next step, Messenger. But again, just remember that some of these might not send if they don't interact within 24 hours. The other thing to keep in mind actually here, right here with the smart delay, you can set a continued time limit. So let's say they are browsing Facebook at 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to follow up with them at 3 o'clock in the morning. They might go to bed after that, and that might be annoying. So you can set continued time limit, and you can say continue between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. any day. So if they, if they're browsing Facebook at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's not going to send it at 3 o'clock. It's going to wait till 8 o'clock to send. And the same with the 12 hours. It's going to only send between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, or whatever you set that time limit to be. It can be 7 o'clock and whatever. So those are the different options for basically sending these follow-up messages. So again, you can do this indefinitely, but it's going to obviously not work forever unless they interact with your messenger every single message, which obviously gets lower and lower as they receive those messages. So just make sure they're valuable messages that you're sending to them, and not just spammy messages trying to get them to interact. But that's how you can send easy follow-up messages inside of the actual flow. And that's really probably the simplest way to do. There's several other ways to set up follow-up messages, but this is the simplest way to do it inside of your flow and for these specific leads that come into your chatbot flow here. So the next thing I'm going to cover is email and text follow-up. So you're receiving email and phone numbers inside of this sequence, inside the custom home buyer sequence. So if you're not using those to follow up with them, you're kind of wasting that avenue to do that. So you can send these emails and phone numbers to an external CRM and have whatever you have set up already integrate with that. Or you can use ManyChat and go ahead and dive into what you're able to do with the follow-up there. So similar to the messages inside of adding follow-up messages inside of this flow, you can do the same with email. So all you have to do is hit that email button, and you have this little design here that you can go in and edit an email right here. You can go through, and I'm not going to show you every single thing. It's pretty self-explanatory, but there's, headers and the paragraphs and everything that you can add, text, image, button dividers, all those different things that you can edit the email with to add into the chatbot flow. So again, it's similar where you can set a smart delay, or you can even set it up to receive an automated email right after they enter their email. So let's say we took this email box right here and we wanted to put it in between where they entered their email. Let's see where they're at. I'm going to go ahead and put it right over here. So if I zoom in right here, right after this action step, instead of going to the message here, you can throw it right in the middle of this flow, and nothing changes because it's just the email is kind of being sent in the background. So if I just drag this and dropped it onto the email and then made sure that the email connected to this one, essentially it's going to send the email and then it's going to send this message right here. You can also send it after the last step. So just keep in mind that you can pretty much put this email box anywhere as long as it continues from the next step to the what it's going to next, and make sure that there's a continued flow inside of the chatbot. Then you're all good. So essentially, again, you can change this email up and edit and add whatever you want in that email. It's just one other thing that you can do to follow up with email. And essentially, it's the same thing with text. You can have a text box that sends a specific text message. So as soon as they go through this flow, as soon as they enter their messages, as soon as they enter the email and text, you can set up an email and text follow up, and they will receive an email and text from you along with what's happening inside of Messenger. So you can go ahead and reach out to them on multiple locations, so that they know that you have all their information and pretty much don't lose them as a lead. So the other thing to do is to send out a broadcast to your database. So this is like I have specific information I want to send to everybody, and I'm going to use a broadcast to do that. So, and under broadcasting, all you have to do is hit new broadcast, and you'll have this option for email. You also have another option for text. Essentially, it's the same thing where it opens up a email editing box. You edit that email whatever you want in that email. You hit go next. You have who you want to send it to. You can start sending now, send it at the same time, depending on the time zones, or you can schedule it for later. And again, it's going to send to basically anybody who has an email address, unless you use a condition to narrow down that list, and you hit send now. And it's really simple that you send your text messages out to everybody, or your email messages. So that's essentially, again, it's essentially the same process for a text, just using the text option in there. So real quick, if you don't, I don't know if that you automatically have your email set up or not. But if you go home, you have the channels here at the top. You'll have the email has already been set up, but if you didn't, all you have to do is hit add channel, and you'll see email right here. If I wanted to connect SMS text, all I have to do is hit connect and go through the steps there. Again, fairly straightforward in terms of connecting text and email. Just follow the prompts and you can connect those channels to your ManyChat account. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is directing leads to your social media accounts. So not only should you be directing your followers from your social media to your chatbot, but you should also be directing leads back from your chatbot to your social medias and kind of interacting, but all your accounts essentially. And that's really how omni marketing works when you're pushing people back and forth to different locations. So inside of your social media accounts, you are able to post your link into your chatbots. And then for your chatbot and sending people out from your chatbot through, sponsored broadcasts, paid messages, email, text follow-up, you can be directing people to your social media. So two that I would specifically work on would be YouTube and Instagram. YouTube is going to be really great for this in terms of making those home buyer videos, those new listing videos, all those cool videos that you should be making and working on. It's a great way to send a paid message to your database. Let's say you have 1,000, 2,000 people in your database, and you send a paid message to this database about your new video. All of a sudden you have hundreds of views. It's going to be really great for the algorithm saying, hey, this looks like it's a really great video. Let's start showing it to people. It's a great booster to get people to see your videos and really to bump up that algorithm so that your videos are getting viewed for more people. Plus, talking about that, going into the last thing I'm going to talk about is doing video, how important it is for your real estate business. Again, this isn't really a video challenge training, but doing video is going to be the best way to grow and follow up with your database long term and really build that relationship long term. If you're putting out videos every single week on YouTube and sending them to your database and saying check out this video, once a week, you're going to build a great relationship with those people, whether you know it or not. Those people are seeing your face on a daily basis or a weekly basis, or even daily on Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. Not so much on YouTube. They're going to, more weekly on YouTube. That's going to, they're going to build a really close connection with you by just following you on social media. They're going to know who you are. They're going to like you. They're going to trust you. They're going to know that you're the one that knows what they're talking about because you talk about it every single week on YouTube. And those videos are going to be one of your most powerful long-term relationship building strategies going forward with cultivating your database long term. All right, that's really it for today's training. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're communicating with your leads, building that relationship with your leads. If you focus on these strategies long term, you're going to be able to use that database that you're growing inside of ManyChat, and you're going to convert more and more of those leads over time so that you're not wasting money spent on lead generation. So many agents waste money on lead generation, capture all these leads, and then do nothing with them, and they lose money, they waste money, and don't turn these leads into clients. This is going to be your best approach of turning your leads into your clients and actually turning those clients into closings. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, where I share with you a secret tool that's going to make this whole process 100 times easier. You're going to be able to follow up with these leads, qualify these leads, and do so much more with this secret tool that I'm going to show you tomorrow. So go ahead and look for that email for tomorrow, and I can't wait to see you there.